Hi, I'm Chris Wardlaw for Car Gurus, and this is the 2019 Hyundai Ioniq. Now, if you think it looks a lot like a Toyota Prius, you're not mistaken. The Ioniq is a direct Prius competitor and also counts the Honda Insight as a foe. Now, what makes this compact 5-door hatchback different from those two high-mileage hybrids? More than you might expect, which I'll cover in this review. I'll also tell you how I'd option the Ioniq if I were in the market for a car like this. And I'll explain why you should definitely put this car on your hybrid commuter vehicle shopping list if you know what's good for you. So stick around and let's dive into the details. The first thing that's different about the Ioniq is that you can get it with 3 different types of drivetrains. There's the standard hybrid, a plug-in hybrid, and an electric version. Prices start at $22,400 for the hybrid in base blue trim and rise to $36,815 for the electric in ritzy limited trim. Add the $920 destination charge, and don't forget to take into consideration federal and state incentives to reduce the cost of the plug-in hybrid and the electric versions, and you've got an affordably priced, environmentally friendly car with room for 4 people and a good amount of cargo. My test vehicle is the Ioniq Hybrid in mid-level SEL trim. The only option is floor mats, which brings the price tag to $25,995, including destination. As far as styling goes, the Ioniq Hybrid looks okay. It's not as weird looking as the Toyota Prius and not as conventionally handsome as the Honda Insight. Compared to the basic blue trim level, the Ioniq SEL adds chrome grille and beltline trim, LED running lights, LED taillights, and nicer looking wheels. Still, those are skinny little 15-inch rims, and the 17-inch wheels on the limited trim do plenty to improve the Ioniq's looks. That's one reason why I'd get the limited trim level if I were shopping for an Ioniq Hybrid of my own. It's the best looking version of the bunch, and it comes with lots more equipment, including leather, 3 free years of BlueLink connected services, and more. Nevertheless, the SEL trim is easy to recommend. It includes all of the important safety features such as adaptive cruise control, automatic emergency braking with pedestrian detection, lane keeping assist, blind spot detection, and rear cross traffic assist. It also includes important infotainment functions such as Bluetooth, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto smartphone integration, a USB port, and a reversing camera. And it has some creature comforts such as a 10-way power adjustable driver's seat, heated front seats, and heated side mirrors with turn signal indicators. Thanks to the range of driver's seat adjustment, a manual front passenger seat height adjuster, and standard dual-zone automatic climate control, it's easy to get comfortable in the Ioniq's front seats. Rear seat riders are not as lucky. The first problem is that legroom is tight for taller people. Both the Prius and the Insight feel roomier in back. Second, the front seat back panels are hard plastic, which is very unkind to knees and shins that come into contact with them. Third, the Ioniq SEL offers no rear air conditioning vents and no rear USB charging ports. It does, however, have a folding center armrest with cup holders. The trunk is big, measuring 26.5 cubic feet behind the rear seat. Hyundai doesn't provide a number for when the rear seats are folded down, but since they don't fold flat or level with the cargo floor, I'm guessing the maximum volume number is around 45 cubic feet, which is less than a Prius. Back up front, storage areas are useful if not terribly large. Hyundai even includes a slot in the center console that holds an iPad or a small laptop computer. Controls are laid out in a logical way. In fact, the Ioniq's conventional approach to interior design is refreshing in contrast to the Prius. It even has a traditional shifter instead of transmission controls more suitable for a video game. I especially like the Ioniq's combination of knobs and piano key controls for the infotainment system and the climate system. It looks good, is user-friendly, and eliminates confusion. Admittedly, the Ioniq SEL's 7-inch touchscreen display isn't high-tech, but it works well enough, and if you get limited trim with the Ultimate package, the car has a larger, high-resolution display, navigation, premium sound, and more. No matter which trim level you choose, interior color selections are charcoal black or beige. You can see what the black looks like. Not much contrast here. Beige helps. Both SEL and Limited trim include numerous driver assistance and collision avoidance technologies. They work well enough, lagging the best solutions in the industry, but operating with greater refinement and accuracy than many other systems. If you can't avoid an accident, You should know that the Hyundai Ioniq Hybrid is a 2019 top safety pick according to the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. So is the Toyota Prius. The Honda Insight notches one rung higher, though, as a top safety pick plus. Now, when it comes to driving dynamics, my preference among this trio of affordable hybrids is the Ioniq. Hyundai pairs a 1.6-liter four-cylinder engine with a 32-kilowatt electric motor and a 1.56 kilowatt-hour lithium-ion battery. Together, they make a combined 139 horsepower, which is more than a Prius and less than an Insight. Importantly, you can drive the Ioniq at speeds up to 75 miles per hour solely on electricity as long as the battery is juiced up, and that goes a long way toward delivering on the car's lofty EPA fuel economy ratings. Equally important, the Ioniq doesn't use a continuously variable transmission like its primary competitors do. Instead, it has a 6-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission with paddle shifters. The default driving mode setting is economy. Shift the transmission lever to the left to engage sport mode. In either mode, the car automatically runs in EV mode when it can and when it would be desirable. By using a DCT instead of a CVT, the Ioniq doesn't drone loudly and incessantly under hard acceleration. However, in normal driving situations, as you're just setting off from a stop, power delivery is sometimes a little uneven. The car's electric motor assists with getting the Ioniq going, and then the gas engine and DCT step in to continue getting the car up to speed. When that handoff occurs, sometimes there is a momentary drop in power. It's not a deal breaker, but certainly is something that Hyundai needs to refine. Beyond that, this drivetrain is excellent. For the first several miles of my test driving loop in the suburbs and city, the Ioniq ran mostly in EV mode. After the battery's charge was depleted, the staggering 99.9 mile per gallon fuel economy average started dropping. But even after charging up a mountainside in sport mode and in third gear, it never dropped below 47 miles per gallon. My average for the entire loop was 53 miles per gallon even, just shy of the official EPA estimate of 55 miles per gallon in combined driving. Best of all, I didn't even have to try to get that number. As a driver, you choose between economy or sport mode, and that's it, unless you decide to run through the gears using the paddle shifters. You don't have multiple programs to choose from, or a separate EV button, or anything else to think about. And bam! Just like that, 53 miles per gallon. The Ioniq is genuinely enjoyable to drive, too. Sport mode definitely makes the car feel lively, and the driving dynamics impress. On twisty mountain roads, the limiting factor was the Michelin Green X Energy Saver all-season rubber, sized 195/65 R15. They howl easily and early. But the Ioniq is really dialed in as far as the suspension, steering, and brakes are concerned, making the car predictable to drive and easy to place right where you want it. Better yet, though I punished the brakes, they didn't fade one bit, executing a short, full ABS panic stop after miles and miles of downhill abuse. The bones for a genuinely fun hybrid car are here. All it needs is a stiffer suspension and better tires. I like the Ioniq. It feels smaller inside than a Prius, and it's not as attractive as an Insight, but it's much better to drive than either of those cars while returning superior real-world fuel economy. Add the inherent utility associated with its rear hatch, top safety ratings, and a superior user experience, and the Ioniq is an underappreciated asset in the fight for better fuel economy. Plus, you can get a hybrid like this one, or a plug-in hybrid, or a fully electric version. In other words, Hyundai offers more choice than Honda or Toyota. Be sure to read my full review of the Hyundai Ioniq at Car Gurus, and if you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. For all of us here at Car Gurus, thank you very much for watching.